and welcome to the Test Effective Development and to What and Talk. This is me, Shai. I'm a real person behind the slides. It's not just a voice. Okay, let's go back to the slides and talk about what we're going to cover today. So today we're going to talk about cost-effective testing, and we're going to describe the problems with end-to-end testing and what is the most cost-effective end-to-end strategy for developers. So who am I? I'm Shai Reznik. I'm known as the test effective guy. Sometimes I'm known also as the Angular testing guy. I'm a Google developer expert, and I founded HiRes.io, which is an education and training company where we deep dive into how to write cost-effective tests, and we wrap the entire learning experience with nonsense humor to make it more fun and memorable. And over the years, over 170,000 people saw my lectures online, and I'm usually known for doing crazy lectures where we actually meet each other and are not infected by some weird virus. So I love to do crazy stuff on stage. Sometimes it's a game show or a rap video, and sometimes it's a stage play or a magic show. Okay, and you know, one of the testing lectures I did in 2018. So this is a great lecture if you want to check out a TDD lecture or test-driven development lecture, where I hooked up a device to my brain which could hear my thought process while I'm TDDing my code. So that's a fun one to watch. So my main goal in life is to help busy companies get more cost effective via testing transformation. So we take people who have no prior experience with testing and have tight deadlines, and we make sure they learn and they apply all the techniques slowly but surely until they completely transform their development process. We do it with respect to your current deadline. So you don't need to stop development. You just need to follow the steps. Why? Because my main passion in life is to prevent developers from sleeping like this and to get them to sleep like this, okay, normally. Because as I always say, test right, sleep tight, okay? And also by having this confidence, you can become more professional because you can actually apply it and change your code and make it better. So that's my passion in life, to enhance developers' life like this and companies' bottom line. So if you want to find out more and maybe know your biggest testing mistake, or want to learn about more testing strategies that you might apply that will enhance your life, check out this quiz at hires.link/rws-quiz. Okay, this is a test effective quiz which will give you a lot of benefits, and it's completely free. Now I have a disclaimer to make. As I told you, my talks usually are crazy and, you know, entertaining and stuff like that. But this time, this talk won't be a crazy talk. It will be a normal talk. The reason for that is I got sick a few days ago, and I've been taking this medication. Wait. Sorry. So I've been taking this medication, and one of its side effects is that I lose focus and I forget the stuff that I want to say and stuff like that. So, yeah, like now, what I was about to say. Yeah, okay. So what I wanted to say is that because of that, I don't have the attention span to, you know, do crazy stuff in the middle and all that stuff. So this will be only an educational talk, but it will be awesome regardless. So please be patient with me if I forget like the next point or something like that. Just be patient. Okay, awesome. So now let's continue with the first point. Cost-effective testing. Let's talk about that. So back in 2009, I was full-time software developer, and I had a day job, and at night I worked on my own startup. So I was working like 20 hours a day non-stop, and I had tight deadlines, and I kept trying to meet them, and I rushed things and move fast and develop a lot of features. And I got to what I call the circle of doom, where because I was rushing and moving forward and didn't have any automation in place, so I produced poor poor code quality, which in turn produced unexpected bugs, which in turn, again, produced more poor code quality because I was afraid to touch the code to produce more unexpected bugs, which got me super frustrated and I want to run around all the office and trash the entire office and set it on fire. Why? Because I felt like I'm drowning in some kind of a quicksand, because every time I tried to fix one bug, I ended up creating more, and it kept being like this circle of doom and this vicious cycle that I kept feeling like I'm drowning and drowning and drowning until I got to the hospital, okay, because I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe, and they told me that I have panic attacks. And then in the hospital, I decided that I will stop working harder. I will work smarter, not harder. And I tried to reassess what I'm doing. And when I came back to the office, I talked with a friend, one of the backend developers there, and he asked me, why aren't you testing your code? And I told him, first of all, I don't know how to test. I'm not a tester, and I don't have time to learn how to test. I know I have these deadlines. I need I need to work smarter. So he asked me one simple question. He asked me, when you're testing your code, are you like going to the browser and manually, filling out the forms or clicking the buttons or, testing the feature that you're currently working on? And I answered, yes. So he said, well, so you are already a tester, just an inefficient one. And that was a big aha moment for me, because I realized that, okay, I'm already doing this stuff, so let me check how to do it automatically. So I then went and studied a lot and read all the blog posts and books and lectures and all that stuff. And I saw all these terms like unit testing and integration testing and end-to-end. I didn't know like what's the percentage that I need to to write those type of tests and what is better and all the stuff. And I got confused. I got really confused. This is me confused. So I tried everything. Like I tried the unit testing approach, and I wrote tests, and then I learned that it's not enough. I need also to write integration tests. So I wrote integration tests, and then I saw that they are like flaky and they break a lot and all that stuff. And then I thought, okay, let's dump all of this and just write end-to-end tests. And then I realized that they are the most inefficient tests. Although they give you the most confidence, but I was like, kept realizing that, it's like a very short blanket that you keep pulling one side and you're exposing the other side. I kept trying one strategy or technique, and it ended up hurting another area of the product. So then I stopped for a second and I tried to reassess what it is that I actually want. So I said, okay, so as a developer, I wanted to do meaningful work. I want to create more features and to improve the product. And I also wanted to upgrade my skills and to become better as a developer, and also live a more balanced life and not work 20 hours a day and, missing my children's birthday parties or something like that. I wanted a more relaxed and stress-free life. And I realized that what prevented me from doing it is constantly chasing after unexpected bugs and fixing them, and also trying to fix inefficient tests, okay, that breaks a lot and stuff like that. So then I thought, okay, what can counter unexpected bugs is testing confidence, and what can counter inefficient tests is testing efficiency. I know, Captain Obvious, but bear with me. So then I got to the conclusion that we need a new approach, a better approach. Because if we think about it, we talked about confidence and efficiency, right? And when we talk about the strategies, tools, or techniques, we always have one strategy or tool that gives you more efficiency and less confidence, and sometimes it gives you more confidence and less efficiency. For example, like end-to-end tests. And what I learned is that we can never get to 100% perfect, although I would love that. So the goal here is to find a balance, the highest balance that you can find between the confidence and efficiency. And then I thought about, okay, what can I call a metric that combines both the confidence and efficiency? And the only thing that came up to mind was cost effective. I thought about like, okay, what is the most cost effective strategy or cost effective testing tool? And then I thought about cost effective, maybe I'll call it test effective. And then is when I realized that I will take all of the stuff that I learned and I will teach it under the name test effective development, which means better terms, better strategies, and better tools for more cost effective tests. And what I realized along the way is in order to be more effective, you need to be more specific. So, you cannot just talk in umbrella terms or, confusing terms and one size fits all kind of approach. It's like a surgeon. When you go and do a surgery, you want somebody professional that has lots of tools and can use the right tool for the job, and not just a maniac with one tool, right? When you need to fix your leg or something like that. So that's exactly what the test effective development approach is, more specific. And some of the topics that I teach are like what's the right action scope to use, or the testing boundaries, or lasers and flashlight tests, and much more. But today we don't have time to talk about all of this, so we'll focus on just one strategy. And this strategy relates to end-to-end tests for developers, or dev end-to-end tests. So just to be clear, we're talking about the test from the client to the server to the database, all the system up and running, and we're testing end to end. Okay, so now a question for you: where do bugs hide? Okay, now where do bugs hide? Wait, where do bugs hide? Oh, what is? Sorry, I have a call. Sorry about that. Hey mom, I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a presentation.
Honey, do you remember that you moved out of our house 13 years ago?
Yes.
Well, you have these 2 boxes in our garage you keep saying you'll take, but you never do. We are not a storage unit, Shai. So please, for the 100th time, get those boxes out of here.
Mom, that's right. Boxes. That's what I wanted to talk about. Thanks, Mom. You're the greatest.
Shai, I'm serious. Take them.
That's right. Okay, so I have a theory of where do bugs hide, okay? And let me transition to the slide. This is my theory. Boxes, lines, and the big circle. I know, PhD level, huh? What is this theory? So the boxes are like the logic, the classes, the functions, the actual like separate parts of our app. The lines are the connectivity. So the connectivity between those boxes, between those pieces of logic, like calling some classes method from another class. This is like the connectivity between them. And you have the big circle, which is the assembly of the entire app. Like all the modules are imported together and combined in the right way, and the configuration is correct and all that stuff. So those are like the 3 parts of the app. And if we have bugs in our logic, for example, we want to protect ourselves from them by using unit tests. So we use unit tests to cover our bugs in the logic. And in order to protect ourselves from connectivity bugs, we use integration tests, right? But still, if we're using these 2, we still might end up in production with a bug. Okay, because unit or integration tests are not enough, we still have another place bugs can lurk in, and this is the assembly, and we need to protect ourselves. So what do we usually do as developers? We go again to the browser and, manually test it ourselves every time we, change something in the feature, right? So that's manually testing. But the issues with that is that it takes a lot of time and money, okay? Because, we are doing something that a computer can do, basically. But we're wasting our time, and our time costs a lot. And it's also very repetitive. So it's, again, wasteful in terms of like, it's not meaningful work. And also, there's no regression protection. So we don't come back to another feature when we test the feature that we're currently working on, right? We don't come back to another like section in our app and check if we didn't break that, right? So there's no like nothing that prevents us from introducing bugs into other areas in our app when we do the manual test. So then what we do, we say, okay, we have a QA, right? They will check it for us. But the problems with dev to QA cycle is that you have knowledge gaps. You need to now explain to another person, okay, what, like if the feature is done or not, if what exactly to pay attention to, what's not completed yet. You have knowledge gaps, right? That you need to communicate with another person to close those gaps, okay? And it takes time. And also it's a cost of 2 people that now need to spend their time on the same feature. And also it takes time, whenever you move the test to QA until you get a response back when they clear out time to test it, it can take a lot of time. And that creates more uncertainty because you're not sure when you will get the response back that they found the bug and now we need to stop what we're doing and go fix that bug and stuff like that. So, and also there's research that shows that the longer it takes to detect a bug, the more expensive it is to fix it. And that makes sense because, fixing a bug in production is much more costly and wastes so many people's time by the time the bug gets there than fixing it while coding, right? Okay, so what's the solution? The solution are automated developer end-to-end tests. So instead of manually testing their code or counting on QA to do that for us, we need to write the end-to-end test ourselves. So the benefits of them is that they shorten the feedback loop, they simulate the real system, okay? So we don't have connectivity bugs or configuration bugs, and it's a one-person job. So again, no knowledge gaps, and because you are the developer, you know what to test, and also it's just one person cost and not two. But they have downsides. So end-to-end tests, automated end-to-end tests, they take the longest to write, because they require the longest setup to write. And also they take the longest to run because, again, you need to boot up all the system and all the stuff, and it takes time to do that, especially when you run a browser to do that and all that stuff. They are the most fragile because they break more often on every little change in the system. Every little change that you do can break the entire test suite. And they are the hardest to debug because when they fail, you don't see exactly where is the problem, and that takes time to find that out. So those are their downsides. The solution is... Sorry, I forgot what... Oh. She doesn't understand. Okay, let me just real quick answer it and... What, Mom? I told you I'm in the middle of a lecture and I just lost, again, my train of thought.
I know. I just wanted to tell you that the Friday family dinner we planned to have just got cancelled.
Why?
Your genius dad wanted to try out a new oven, and now he's on fire.
What? What do you mean on fire?
He's literally running around the house trying to find a water source of some kind.
So why don't you help him?
Because I told him not to do it, and now the family dinner is off.
Mom, you need to go and help him.
He'll manage. I'm mad. The entire place smells like smoke.
Smoke! That's it! Thanks again, Mom. You're a genius.
Oh. Okay.
That's right. So the test effective solution for it are smoke tests. Huh? Have you ever heard about smoke tests? No? That's why we're here. Okay, let's talk about them. Okay, so the origin of smoke tests, the name comes from hardware, depending on who you ask. It either comes from hardware testing where they plugged it to the wall, and if it didn't blow up smoke, the test passed, okay, if it didn't blow up. Or from plumbing, plumbers used to blow smokes through the pipes to see if there are no any leakage, and the smoke goes to the end of the pipe, okay? So that's where the name comes from. Yeah, so like this. So the official definition is smoke tests are preliminary tests to reveal simple failures severe enough to reject a software release. This is by Wikipedia. But my definition, or the more high-res definition, is few, happy, and critical. Meaning few tests, only the happy path or the successful path, and not like error handling and stuff like that, and the most critical path or user journeys. And let's talk about what is critical. So for that, let's talk about the bug taxonomy. We have three types of bugs. We have what I call the 9 to 5 bugs, the 8 p.m. bugs, and the 3 a.m. bugs, okay? And these are the worst. So what smoke tests cover are only the critical, which are the 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. bugs. And if you write tests for those, you will get the most ROI, or the most cost effectiveness. So let's talk about each of them. The 3 a.m. test that we need to write in order to cover the 3 a.m. bugs is what I call the main critical user journey. Okay, this is what we need to focus. So for example, if we take a website like eBay, what is the main critical user journey here? So probably it will be like the user searches for a product, then they click a product, then they add it to the cart, they create an account, and they purchase, and they get to the thank you page. So that's a simplistic view of what the main critical path on eBay is. So this is what you need to cover when you write the 3 a.m. test, and that's it. Now let's talk about the 8 p.m. test, or what I call root features user journeys. Okay, so what is a root feature? So basically, root feature is anything on the top level menu that you have in your app. Okay, so for example, in eBay, you have like, when you log in, you have the activity or the messages or the account. If you go to like the settings or something like that. So each one of the menu items is a root feature, right? This is how people navigate usually to our root features. So in every root feature, you need to ask yourself, okay, for each root feature, what are the sub features that if they won't work will cause a loss of a customer, or just loss of money for the business. So this is what the question that you need to consult your product team, or the business team, or the marketing, sales, CEO, whatever, whoever is in charge in your company. You need to ask, and to investigate what is the most critical path for the users. And for example, here it could be like the bid/offers out of all these like safe searches and safe sellers and all that stuff. The most critical one might be, I'm guessing here, the bid/offers. Okay, because if this doesn't work, you might lose money or something like that. If you go to the account, for example, which looks different when you click on it, when you look at all these sub features here, you might want to test the payment information sub features and go to each one of them and test the main flow there and see that it works, because this might cost your business money if they won't work. Or you might want to test also this, the personal information or addresses. If, they want to change addresses in order to order something, this, it changes between business to business, but the methodology is the same. So these are the 8 p.m. tests. And the key thing to know about this type of test is that you need to write few of those, but each one of them is longer than what you usually write. So this is what I call multi-action tests. So the reason for that you want to, keep few but longer tests is because you have a cost for each test ramp up, right? The cost of like running up all the machines and setting out the data and stuff like that, it costs time, and also setup code and all that stuff. So you want to make sure that if you're already there, you just move to the next sub feature and test that flow and write like a test per root feature. And that way you get the most cost effective test, and not lots of tiny tests that will take longer to run, and also, to track down and stuff like that. So you probably ask yourself, what are the tools, right? What are the tools? What are the tools? And okay, I forgot. Sorry. Let me call my mom and see. Maybe it will remind me. Wow. Let me call her real quick. Okay. Hi, Mom.
Shai, I can't talk right now. We're on the way to the hospital. Your brilliant dad thought it was a good idea to pour water on the burning oil.
Is he okay?
He's fine. No serious burns or anything. He just lost his eyebrows and now looks like your Aunt Sarah. We might need to paint him new ones or something. So don't say a word about it next time we meet, okay? Got to go.
What?
Bye.
Well, this didn't help at all. She wasn't helpful. So I hope my dad is okay. Anyway, you know what? Let me just look at the next slide and I'll see if if it rings the bell. No, I didn't think about it earlier. Okay, let's see. Oh, right. Smoke testing tools. Okay, what are the smoke testing tools? All right. Okay, let me hide. So we have lots of great tools here in this list. So these days, the ones that I recommend the most for developers are Cypress.io and Testim.io, which recently opened up a new free plan for developers, which is great because, you know, Cypress.io is the most popular one and has great development experience and debugging experience and great support. And Testim actually takes it to the next level. It's even faster. So it took me the same test that took me in Cypress to write in 20 minutes. It took me to write in Testim for like 20 seconds, okay? Because it just record what you're doing and it's smart enough to know. It is like an AI that knows if something changed but didn't change drastically. It knows not to break the test. So it's very like futuristic, next level thing. But anyway, all of these tools are great, but these are the ones I recommend. So now we see that the smoke test benefits are that they are much faster than a full end-to-end suite because you write just a few of those, and because of that they are less fragile. So, you know, you have less reasons to go and change them or fix them. And they are easier to debug. They're still end-to-end tests, or they are like harder to debug than unit tests, but they're easier to debug because you have only a few of those and not, you know, 500 tests where 50 fail and you need to now track down the root cause of 50 failing tests. So that makes smoke tests easier to debug. And also they prevent critical bugs, which this is the most important thing. So you get a lot of value for not a lot of effort. And this is the critical thing to remember about smoke tests. And that's why smoke tests reduce critical bugs in the most test-effective way. So let's summarize what we learned today. We learned about cost-effective testing, we saw the end-to-end testing issues, and we talked about smoke testing, which is the most test-effective end-to-end strategy for developers. So if you want to learn more about test-effective strategy and see what mistakes you might be doing in your current testing, check out my free quiz at hirezlink/rws-quiz. Fill up a few questions and you'll get your assessment on what will be the most test-effective approach you can take. Cool, thank you very much. I'm Shai. This is my posse, and here are the links. And that's it. That's Sarah. So hope you enjoyed. You can reach out to me if you need anything, if you need to ask anything. And my mom says hi, by the way. So she wrote me a text. So bye. Enjoy the rest of the summit.
Hey, it's Joe Eames with ng-conf. If you like that video, be sure to click subscribe either here or here, somewhere over here. And if you're looking for something more, here's another video for you to watch here or there or somewhere.